I just naturally think of the byrna in any situation now. I don't even think of the Glock. This is my couch where I was at that night, and as you can see, I've got my byrna in there, and I got a Glock in there. So,
All right, John. So I am Chris from Byrna, and John, I hear you have a great story. Tell me about yourself.
well, I'm a 52-year-old guy. I live alone. I just bought a home here about a year and a half ago in Mishawaka, Indiana. Great neighborhood. Have a couple of police officers that live down the street from me on the same block. I have 9 years in the Air Force. I've been out for seems like a lifetime ago.
Tell me about what happened that day when you had your encounter.
Figured I'd just take a couple-hour power nap in my recliner and just go from there. I've owned this house for a little over a year and a half, and I have never forgotten to lock my front door until that night. And it was at about 3:15 that I heard a noise in my front enclosed porch, and then all of a sudden, this huge guy, 6'5", 6'6", just barreled through my front door, and I went to aim for the chest, and then he was around my love seat just enough that his leg was just sticking out, and I thought, let's go for the knee, and so I fired once at the knee, but I know he fell backwards out my door, hit his head on my concrete front porch enclosure, and I called the police. And within 2 minutes, I had 5 squad cars here. They had taken him, called an EMS medical unit and a fire truck. I seen them escorting him to the ambulance. He was limping really hard. Police came back in, asked if they could see what I had hit him with because there was no blood. So I took out the byrna and showed one of the officers, and he goes, I just bought my wife one of these, a pink one. He goes, I wondered how effective they would be. And he said, looking from the size of that monster, he goes, I feel better now knowing that she does have, capability in her hands, because I guess they haven't really had a need to use it.
So what brought you to the world of Byrnas? Why did you feel you needed to purchase one?
I just kept trying out different models, and then I ran across the byrnas. They're small. I mean, it's just slightly bigger than my Glock. So I thought, all right, let's get it. Let's try it and see if it, performs as nice as it looks. It exceeded every expectation. I've got a wood garage, single car garage, and I thought, well, I'm going to try this and see how much of a dent it puts in my garage wall. It punched right through. So I was just imagining what that would do to somebody's ribs or their kneecaps, things like that. And I thought, here is the perfect item I can have, feel totally safe, and no, I'm not going to kill anybody. I've seen enough death and destruction to last 2 lifetimes. And I don't believe in causing a death unless it's just absolutely necessary. I have in my little armrest of my couch, I have my byrna and my Glock. And I have learned by the feel, that I always go for the byrna first, and if the situation warrants it, well, I can always get back to the Glock if I have to. But I think that people that even have a tiny bit of doubt whether they could pull the trigger or not with a real gun won't have any doubt pulling a trigger with the byrna.